draining all your energy, better pull them like a weed. Undefeated in life, shit, I sprouted like a seed.
What's good, YouTube? Back with another video. So today what I'm going to be doing is showing y'all how to clone some tomatoes. So I have some cherry tomatoes going right now and they looking real good. I'm liking the way that they growing, they producing real well for me. So I decided that I'm gonna clone them. It's simple. What you will need is a dibble. So I remember my last video, I was talking about a dibble. Basically all it is some chopsticks and you just break them apart and then now you got two. So in case y'all didn't know what a dibble was or how I use a dibble, this is my definition of a dibble. So another tool that you're gonna need is a blade or just a sharp pair of cutters. The first thing that you need to do with those is spray them down with 70% isopropyl alcohol, or you can get a paper towel and put some bleach on it and make sure you just wipe it off. And that's just so you're not transferring any diseases when you cut your plant. So when you're deciding the piece that you want to cut, I typically go for some of the newer growth on the top area. So from here, I would probably choose one that doesn't have flowers on it already also. So even though this one has a couple flowers on it right here, I'm gonna take this one with my blade. I cut it at a slight angle. I ain't gonna talk on this part though. Probably gonna edit that part out, cause I don't got this shit. So as y'all could see, the reason that I'm choosing this cherry tomato is because it's growing very prolifically. This is a 7-gallon fabric pot, but I didn't even fill it all the way up with dirt. And this was just a tomato that I kind of lost hope in it. But as I could see, and it's something that garden will teach you, don't lose hope. Something could always come through on even the skinniest looking seedling you have. So the first method I'm gonna be using is just putting it straight into the dirt. This is just a regular seed starting mix that I have, that I create myself. If y'all want a video on that, comment down below and I'll show y'all how to do that. But what I'm gonna do is just take this bottom piece off that had the flowers on it. I'm gonna grab my dibble, stick my dibble in almost to the bottom, move a little bit of the dirt to the side. The reason you use the dibble in this situation is because it's way easier. You could go ahead and fill the dirt up yourself and then just move the dirt out the way, slip it in, pull the dibble out, make sure it's snug, and keep it moving. So the next method I will be using is a pretty simple method. All you need is perlite and vermiculite. The first thing you'll do is fill half the pot with perlite at the bottom and then the top with vermiculite. Basically what this will do is the perlite will help the water wick up to the vermiculite, and the vermiculite will stay moist during this whole process, so you don't have to worry about it drying out as much. So this is basically a water saving method, as well as if you don't have a lot of time to look after it every day and water it every day, you can kind of set this and forget it for a couple days and not have to worry about watering. So you're just gonna do the same thing with the dibble. Stick it in. And keep it moving. So this next method, I will be using rooting hormone. So with this, you wanna wet it. You wanna wet your cutting first, and then get a little bit of the rooting hormone. I'm not gonna be too exact with it, but how I do it, just to make sure I don't lose any, I just sprinkle a little bit over the top like this. And then whenever I put it in with the dibble, I do this. Stick it in. Press that in. And then that little bit of rooting hormone that's left on the top, I'll go in afterwards and water that in to the soil. and keep it moving. So this last method is just so happened to be my favorite method. And the reason I enjoy this method is because it is considered to be organic. It's not using root hormone, but it's using seaweed extract, which helps with root growth, and it also helps with preventing diseases in the future. So I have a spray bottle that I use on a day-to-day basis in my garden, and it's diluted with water and seaweed extract. Most of the time I try to use rainwater whenever I do mix it. But basically what you do the same way with the dibble, move the dirt out the way. What I do is spray a little seaweed extract in there. Pat it down. Then I hit it one more time just on the top for good measure. A little pan shot of it. And then get it right in this too. So of the methods I gave you guys today, 3 of them are considered to be organic practices, and 1 of them is not organic practicing, and that is basically the root hormone. The reason that I use the other 3 is because those are my preferred methods. I like to organic garden, but I do realize that the root hormone is here for a reason. If you want to get faster results, more of a guarantee on your results, you probably want to use the root hormone. One that may not have the same results every time is the one where you just put it directly into the dirt, because you're not adding anything, you're just letting the plant do its thing. Whenever you use a seaweed extract, you're giving the plant's roots and its own biological ecosystem a good chance from the start. And whenever you use the perlite and vermiculite, you're just making it easier on yourself so you don't have to water as much. And also it's just helping maintain that drainage and moisture. The reason I decided to do these clones is because there's a second planting season of tomatoes, and I just wanted to have some started by the end of July/August so I could have some more to just throw in the ground and maybe get a last minute fall harvest. I just wanted to give y'all a couple tips and tricks, nothing too hard. Everything that I've done in this video, in any of these methods, will cost you under $10. The most expensive one was the root hormone, which I believe that has lasted me about 3 years. I've had that one jug for like 3 years, so it's done. It served its purpose. That seaweed extract, it's about $12 for a container this big, which it served its purpose because I've had it about 6 months now. The perlite and vermiculite method, that is just something, I already have a lot of perlite and vermiculite just because I do my own seed starting mix. So that was basically pennies just to do that one pot. And then with the seed starting mix that I use, that's just something, like I said, I make it myself. So it doesn't cost a ton whenever we're talking about making a couple pots. Like I said, if y'all want a video of me showing y'all how to make my seed starting mix the way I do it, let me know in the comments down below, and I have a video out for that. We just gonna keep going along for this gardening journey, keep it moving, and I just wanna let y'all know that it's a beautiful day to garden.
Draining all your energy, better pull them like a weed. Undefeated in life, shit, I sprouted like a